Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. If you aren't sure what your next step needs to be to grow your VA business, book your complimentary cut to the chase call with me so I can help. Book your call at yourvamentor.com/chase. Today I want to talk about the importance of client retention in your VA business. Today's quote is from Neil Patel. It costs 7 times more to attract a new client than it does to retain an existing one. One of the most important things to learn in business is not just how to get clients, but how to keep them. And a very big part of that is good communication. Let's go. Client retention is more than just getting a client and hanging on to them. It's about building a great relationship that helps you grow as a VA and helps your client grow too. Strong long-term relationships with our clients help us build a stable and profitable business. One of the most important pieces of building your long-term relationships with your clients is mastering communication. When communication is clear, it helps to avoid misunderstandings, but it also helps you work more efficiently together. Here are a few tips on how you can communicate better. First is active listening. I love this tip. I love it because when I learned to do it, so much changed in my business. Active listening helps you truly understand what someone is saying, and it also helps you make them feel understood. It's an interesting technique, and when you hear how to do it, you might even think it's nothing. All it is listening, really paying attention to what the other person is saying. It was pointed out to me once that I was simply waiting for the other person to finish talking to say what you want to say. I was like, what? No, I don't do that. But then I actually listened to myself in conversations. That's exactly what I was doing. I was thinking faster than the other person. I had totally formed my opinion in my head before they were even finished their thought or finished speaking. And then I just kept going, making my point or whatever the case may be. It was actually kind of embarrassing when I saw it in action for myself. So what is active listening? Well, for one thing, it's actually paying attention to the other person, but it really is about slowing the whole process of conversation right down. Taking a pause and making the other person feel heard, not as a courtesy, but because you're actually listening to hear them. Communication is a two-way thing. It's not just about the conversation part, it's about the whole thing. Collaborating, asking questions, being able to set and manage expectations. I talk a lot about production meetings as a great tool to keep your work with your clients on track. They help you take the lead on client work and elevate your reputation as a great VA or business owner. But they can also help you practice those active listening skills. Having real conversations with your clients face-to-face or on Zoom is the best way to get really good at listening and also articulating yourself. Have a look at your last few conversations. Are you active listening to the people that you're having those conversations with? If not, it really is a simple shift to make, and it can make a really big difference in your VA business. I promise you will see immediate results, just like I did. And I was surprised. I didn't even know I was doing anything wrong until someone pointed it out to me. So here I am, pointing it out to you. Check it out. Don't be embarrassed if it's something that you're doing. I certainly was. And just make that change. The next thing you need to do to consider for client retention is being proactive. The best way to grow your business and become a really crucial part of your client's business is to be proactive. A lot of virtual assistants are task takers or task doers. We do the stuff, right? It's not a bad thing. That's what we do for our clients. We do their tasks. But to up-level your VA business, you have to do more than just be there when your clients ask you to do something or need you. You need to be proactive. You need to look ahead for them. You need to learn what you need to learn to grow the service offerings you have for them. You need to manage the workflow so that they don't have to. Being proactive just really means putting yourself in the driver's seat of the admin, right? The things you're looking after for your clients. You don't have to become a full-on strategist for them. You need to do what you do best. And I like to call that implementation. We do the stuff, right? But step into that role. I suggest production meetings, again, as a tool to do this. When you meet with your clients face-to-face every week, you're going to build a better relationship with them. It makes it easier to stay on top of all the things you're doing together, and it also helps you look ahead at what's coming up or coming further down the horizon. Being proactive sets you apart from a lot of other VAs who simply aren't. This goes back to building that relationship with your clients as well. When your clients feel understood and supported, you're going to spend less time communicating with them. You can work more efficiently together because there's so much less back and forth. It also helps you have fewer misunderstandings, which leads me into my next point: handling difficult clients and situations. You often hear VAs talking about the struggle with some of their clients. Maybe you even talk about yours. Working one-on-one with someone can sometimes cause there to be a bit of a power struggle. Two opinions with no tiebreakers, like maybe there's a boss in a corporate job setting who makes the final decision. Conflict can arise. And yes, sometimes it is the client who's at fault. Maybe they don't listen. Maybe they micromanage you. Maybe they don't communicate clearly and they send you 20 emails for every task that they need done. I could tell you stories about working with clients like that. Sometimes it is the client, and that's the way they deal with everybody. That's their personality, right? But sometimes it's not the client. Sometimes it's the way you are handling the relationship, the way you are reacting to their requests or how they ask you things. I know I'm sorry, but sometimes it is you. But the cool thing is that when it is you, you can fix it. You can't fix other people. I'm sure you probably have tried over the years. I know I certainly have, but you can't. They have to fix themselves. So if you're finding that you're working with difficult clients, you might want to look at how you're handling those relationships. Being proactive can help a lot. Some of the difficulties come from only being reactive, letting the client set the standards, manage the communication, make all the decisions. Always remember that you're your client's equal, not their assistant. Even though that's your title, you're not their employee. And while they do get to make the decisions about their business, they don't get to make the decisions about yours. And that includes how you work with your clients. Assessing what the problem is with a difficult client is the number one thing that you can do to make sure that you're deciding how to work with them in your business. How to fix it? Sometimes, honestly, the bed is made. The relationship can't be saved. They're not a good fit for you. And in that case, you really just need to get out of that particular relationship as gracefully as you can. I know this is an episode about client retention, but sometimes the reason we're trying to do something or do something better in our business is the result of something going wrong previously. Don't hang on to a bad client simply because you want the money. It's not worth it now, and it's not worth it to move forward that way. Instead, move on, make space for new clients, and make a point of up-leveling everything you do, your professionalism, your procedures, your boundaries, your standards, everything. Having difficult conversations is a part of business. If somebody micromanages you, set up a meeting to explain to them how you work and how they need to work with you. And with future clients, address this in your onboarding procedure. If someone pays you late, have a conversation to set up a payment plan or discuss when payment needs to be made. And with future clients, start with prepayment so you don't do work that you don't get paid for. If someone doesn't communicate well with you, have a conversation about it. Figure out a way that works for both of you, or a tool that you need to use, whatever, and let them know why it's so important. If someone is crossing your boundaries, be sure to reiterate what those boundaries are, don't give in to them, and let them know why they are there. The good news? The more difficult conversations you have now, the fewer you will need to have in the future, like way fewer, because you will have handled the issue and you will have put a policy procedure, boundary, whatever it is, in place, right? For future reference, for future clients. So there's that. I'm going to leave it here for today. I hope I gave you some good tips on how to create long-term relationships with your clients. I always went into a new client relationship with the intention of working with the client long term. I think it's so much easier just to keep working with someone than to constantly be finding new clients. As Neil Patel said in today's quote, it costs 7 times more to get a new client than to keep an old one. New clients are important. They keep us on our toes, they keep us growing, and they often come in at higher rates than our existing clients. But when you find a good client, focus on keeping them and growing together. To recap what we learned today, look at your last few conversations and assess your active listening skills. Start having production meetings with clients so you can be proactive. And fix that difficult situation with a client if you're having one. Doing just one thing from today's topic will help you take a step forward. And that's what I always want to help you do. Moving forward means growing. You don't have to want to double your business, but becoming better at one thing at a time can help you become so much better at what you do. If you need help taking a step forward, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you become a ridiculously good VA. I've helped hundreds of VAs who are stuck get moving through private coaching, my monthly group coaching program, my self-study trainings. If you're ready to get my help, let's connect on a call. You can book yours at yourvamentor.com/chase. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I'll see you next time. I have a brand new low-cost monthly membership program that is going to help you build your VA business, and it doesn't require you to be on social media. It's an email membership that I call the Virtual Toolkit. Every Monday morning, you'll receive a lesson and a downloadable resource in your inbox that you can use to take a step further in your VA business. I've created a list of tons of amazing resources for you, from business foundations like financial stuff, calculators, website planning stuff, to marketing tools like branding worksheets, blogging templates, content calendar, marketing campaign planners, to advanced business skills like package planning, branding tools, onboarding checklists, and so on, and personal growth stuff like goal setting worksheets, speaking tips and tools, and conflict resolution tools. All of this is available to you for just $9 a month. You get your first resource as soon as you register, and every Monday after that, you will get a fresh new one. I'm super excited about it. I would love for you to go and check it out. Go to yourvamentor.com/the-virtual-toolkit. Check it out. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.